It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy. Coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, go, go. Dig, dig, dig. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
I bet you just raring to go.
I am. I tell you what, I had to go. I've been by the shop a few times this winter, and not a lot going on. Talk about last season, this season, but I'll tell you, I had to go by a couple of weeks ago by the shop just to make sure that we're still going to be racing in February. It's been awful quiet, and really enjoyed that. A little bit of time off, but went by the race shop and sat in the car just to get the feel of it, put the belts on, and make sure that we're ready to go for 2009, and we are. Ever since then, it's been wide open. We've done a couple tests and appearances and all kinds of things going on. So it's from nothing to wide open. So just back in the swing of things.
Sounds like your car's kind of like a long lost dog. You missed it.
Yeah, I did miss it. I did miss it. I had to go make sure that my seat was still in it, and the sport was still alive, and all those things. Has been so quiet, but certainly not now. I have something to do about every 12 minutes, it seems like now. So from now until the Daytona 500, really busy and excited about it. Can't wait to get going.
Speaking about the sport being alive, I mean, with what's been going on with the economy and things so kind of up in the air, do you guys sense as drivers overall that you're approaching this season with a different mindset that, hey, like all of us, we're just happy to be here?
Yeah, exactly. It is, and we all know how tough it is. We watch, a good, one indicator is obviously the stock market, and watch the fluctuation and the up and the down, and that drives a lot of businesses that drive jobs, and so, and then you see it, widespread that, things are scaling back. So we are excited to get this season started, and we feel like, that's going to kind of create some excitement and hopefully get some things back going again. We know it's tough, and we've scaled back. I've sat at home most of this winter and just kind of tried to save a little bit of money, and excited about getting racing again.
With no testing, is this going to be, this Daytona, I mean, is it going to be the biggest wild card Daytona that you've experienced, you think, or?
There's two ways to look at that. One is we get a tremendous amount of track time in Daytona. It's the only race of the season that we run a 125-mile race just for the starting lineup. So really, with the amount of testing we get, the 125-mile or 150-mile, qualifying races, we get a tremendous amount of track time prior to the green flag for the Daytona 500. Now, if we're going to California, cold turkey, 2 hours of practice, qualify, now we're racing, that'd be different. So Daytona, the best place to go without having any testing, I think, because it's going to get, we're there for a week. We have the Bud Shootout. A lot of cars are in the Bud Shootout. So that's going to give us some time to get our feet wet right before we jump in the Daytona 500. So we're going to get a lot of track time. And, in the past, the 3 days of testing, some people have said, hey, do we really need 3 days of testing at Daytona? How about 2? And so now with none, I don't think it's going to be that big of an impact.
Flip side of that, though, is that you're not going to have a lot of time.
Yeah, probably too much. You turn the news on, and it's depressing. I'm like, gosh, I can't wait to go to the racetrack so everybody can start talking about racing and competition and who's winning and doing all that instead of all the rest of the stuff that we've had to listen to here the last 2 or 3 months. So, yeah, it's been a different off season. I've had a lot more free time than I ever had before, and I've really enjoyed it. Got to spend more time with my family and kind of hang out and get rested up. But I will say I'm ready to get to the racetrack and get racing.
Speaking down there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think of all the tracks that testing would affect us, I think Daytona, it'll affect us the least. Daytona Speedway Racing, there's more rules than anywhere we go, with the restrictor plate and with the rear shocks and springs. And there's really very little we can do down there. The aero rules are locked in so tight. It's not like it was a couple of years ago where you'd have one car that would run a half second faster than another car you brought testing, and it was real important to test different aero panels and all that stuff. You just can't do it anymore with the rules. So also we get down there, and there's a huge field in the Bud Shootout this year. They got almost all the cars running, really. So we all get to race on Saturday night and get a feel for it. And then you got the whole week of practice and Gatorade races and some more practice in the 500. So really you have so much time during the week down here. You should get time to test everything that really you want to test while you're down there to race. There's always been years where, there hasn't been enough rides for all the drivers that there is. That's not anything new. But certainly talking like Bobby Labonte today, of all people, you wouldn't think that would have been in that situation. And with his thing falling apart right at the end, getting that ride, you can tell that he's relieved. But yeah, I mean, I think certain times it's easy to take things for granted. But yet another hand, I don't really even think about all that stuff. I think about going and trying to win races. It seems like if you can run good and perform well, the sponsors are going to see the value in that. The fans are going to come and watch the races if they're exciting. I think everything works itself out. If you can run good, put on good races, and try to win races. So really, that's all I'm focused on. I try to kind of block out the outside stuff, unless it really starts to affect me and my team, and really just focus on doing our jobs like we usually would.
I've had almost enough free time, and it's funny how this business works. If you get free time, you just fill it up with something else anyway. So it's just the nature of it. But it's been a good off season. I've had a lot of fun. I got to travel around the world a little bit. Got to take care of some things at home, and got married. That was experience of a lifetime, and and it's been just enough time off. But now I'm pumped to go racing again, which is cool. Well, there are always things you can do better. Me personally, I can, not make mistakes on the racetrack, not, be in wrecks like I was at Talladega, stuff like that. But I feel like as a driver, I'm getting better and making less and less mistakes. And hopefully I can get through this whole season, performing at a championship level and not giving up points. It meant a lot. For the National Motorsports Press Association to give me the Driver of the Year award, the Richard Petty Driver of the Year award. I mean, that's an honor. The guys who have won that award, I mean, that's a cool list to be on. So, that's neat. The only thing that really allowed me to get, feel good and walk away from the season was that we won more races than anyone else. And, even though we didn't win the championship, it felt good to put that in the record books, and it was really cool to be recognized.